Welcome to Lesson 3, Creating a Budget. Now this may not seem like the most glamorous lesson of them all, but if you can learn how to create a budget and then have the discipline to live by it as you go through college and even the rest of your life, you're going to be set up for success. Now let me share a little personal story about my own college experience. During college, I would buy myself a hot chocolate almost every day. It would be something that I'd get while I study and work on homework and different assignments. And it was just something fun to do to pass the time. I really like hot chocolate, so I try out different cafes and different places and just see what it was like while I did my homework. Now, I wouldn't spend more than like $1 to $3 depending on the place on hot chocolate, but when you think about adding that money up every single day, every single month, and throughout the rest of my college lifespan, I'm spending a lot of money on hot chocolate. When I was in college, I would also, I had my student meal plan, but my meal plan allowed me to go buy food from the local pizza joint or go to different restaurants. And so sometimes I'd use my student ID card to go get a pizza. And next thing you know, I was running out of funds on my meal plan. And I just didn't keep track of everything, even though I tried, because I didn't have a budget. Now, I always had a plan to save money well and to spend money wisely, but no one can keep a mental checklist and be a mental calculator for every purchase they make throughout the year without a budget. So what I ended up finding out is I'd look at my bank account every once in a while and say, wow, where did all my money go? And I'd call my mom and I'd say, where did all my money go? And she'd say, look at your statements. And I'd go and look at it, and although I didn't realize I was spending that much money because I spent only $3 a day and maybe a pizza here and there, my bank account was going lower and lower and lower because I wasn't putting as much money in as I was spending. No shocker there, right? So what I want you to think about is, how do you plan to spend your money? Because everybody has expenses, everybody has wants, and so I want you to think through this carefully. So in creating a budget, you're going to want to think through a few different things. One, you're going to have to think through, what do you plan on making in a semester, and what do you plan on making in a summer? And you might just look at that as a semester time period or a summer time period, or because of some of your monthly expenses, like maybe if you're paying your cell phone bill or car insurance, or you know how much gas you use per month, you might want to build a monthly budget. But either way, you want to have some type of guideline to help you in this. Now, after you figure out what you're going to be making, either per month or in a semester, you want to list out what your expenses are. What are like the non-negotiables? If you need to have a cell phone and your parents aren't helping you with that, then you need to put down whatever your cell phone plan is per month. If you need to put gas in your car because that's your expense, put it there. And then you just go through and you list all your different expenses. And then you are going to want to have some type of personal fund for doing fun activities while you're in college. And you're going to want to put that in your budget as well. And essentially what you'll have then is you'll have, what is your anticipated income, what are your expenses, and then everything else you want to plan to put towards your school bill. Now, if you can do that and live by that, what you'll find is that you're more aware of your opportunity costs. So every time you're thinking, ooh, I want to do this, but in order to afford college well, I've already made my plan, and if I don't stick to my plan, maybe I have to borrow more loans. And while we're talking about loans, remember there's subsidized loans and there's unsubsidized loans. So imagine, because of your financial need and your EFC score, you are allowed to borrow some subsidized loans, and then you also plan on borrowing some unsubsidized loans. Let's jog your memory. As a freshman, remember, you're allowed to take out $5,500 worth of direct loans. $3,500 of that can be subsidized. The remaining $2,000 will be unsubsidized. So imagine if by you being aware of opportunity costs and creating a good budget, that instead of borrowing $5,500 in your freshman year, you only have to borrow $3,500. The advantage there is that that $3,500 subsidized loan isn't growing with interest while you're in college. And by avoiding that $2,000 unsubsidized loan, you're keeping your loans even more manageable without them growing. So although it can be a hard work, it's worth it. Now, in order to track your budget, a lot of people might use an Excel sheet, but you don't have access to your Excel sheet all the time because you're not always carrying your laptop around with you, and so you might want to find an app. And so in this lesson, you'll see some suggestions on how to create an Excel budget that I've created a template for you. But you can also look at some app options as well to track your expenses. And trust me, you'll never regret living by a budget. So check it out.